welcome back everybody to Andertons TV. It's my favourite Afro head co-presenter, Rabea Massad's back in the house.
Hello.
We've managed to entice him back to the studio from his busy touring schedule. You had a good summer?
It's been intense. Yeah, lots of festivals, lots of beer, and not much health.
Well, that's
okay. But that's great. That's,
yes,
you know,
that's life as a rock and roll guitar player.
Yeah.
So picture the scene, Rabea. You've
Yeah.
got a gig this evening in Guildford, playing some sort of mythical festival.
Sweet.
The tour bus has been involved in a terrible accident where
that's not good.
somehow all the people are okay.
Okay.
But like the section with all the gear in it has been destroyed. And the band have literally emptied all their pockets out, put all the change in the middle of the table. And you personally have got £1,000, so you're obviously a lot of change in your pocket.
Yeah.
You've got £1,000 and half an hour to get to Andertons to replace your gigging rig for tonight's actual gig in this. What band?
That's conceptually stressful.
It won't be Frog Leap because I think that would be too. This is your scratch rock band that you've put together.
Rabea's scratch rock band.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Like that.
It's called scratch rock.
So you got £1,000.
That's less than Soundlight budgets.
It's less than Soundlight budgets. Just got to get. It's one gig though, right? You just got to get you through one gig.
Okay.
And you need a guitar, an amplifier,
and pedals.
The rules are so the amp's got to be giggable.
Yeah.
It's got to be new. You can't shop secondhand because then that's unfair. The idea is anybody could go and buy this gear.
Yep.
It doesn't need to include things like cables and power supplies and stuff like that. We'll pretend the bag with the cables and the power supplies survived the terrible accident.
What about cabs, cab situation?
Personally, I mean, it's a fair point because it's highly likely that when you get to the gig, there'll be some cabs that you could borrow. But I think being brutal, we should just go...
You can't assume.
No, can't assume because... What does assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah. Do love that.
So anyway, I'm on the Andertons.
No cab.
I'm on the Andertons website. We shall use this to filter through a journey of what's available for your budget.
Oh, cool.
But firstly, for people who are shopping, and I think this is actually most people will assume you do this the other way round, but every guitar player I've ever done this with follows the same route. But do you go reasonably expensive guitar first and then just see what amp you can afford, or do you go
amp first?
Yeah,
has to be the amp.
So that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's every gigging guitar player that I speak to says the same. It's like just the tone is all about the amplifier, the power, everything, and just I'll as long as I just get a guitar that's going to stay in tune.
Yeah, you can hack a guitar that doesn't feel just like yours for a gig, but getting an amp to actually do the thing that's your thing is way harder. That you really need to spend some time with that.
So we are going to start our shopping journey in our guitar amp section.
All right.
And what I can do, the power of Andertons' website, is say we're only going to look at combos.
Nice.
We're going to filter this up to
500
or
this website.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, especially if you're in the premium guitar section. You know that bit that you said you couldn't filter by brand in?
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely. You can totally filter by brand.
Who would have
So we're
thought?
only going to look at stuff that's in stock. And price, I mean, are we going up to £500 or up to £600?
For the amp?
Yeah.
Let's go 600 and hope we don't have to spend all of that.
All right, so I'm going to go for, actually, I can filter between 400 and 750.
Ooh.
There's only 31 products, so it's not going to be like millions here. So
I can already see some good brands.
We've got an AC. Oh, this is right at the top end. So if you go AC30, it totally ticks all the boxes in terms of power. Not sure if it's really your tone, but it doesn't leave you a lot. 650 doesn't leave you a lot.
No, it doesn't.
HT5 by Blackstar, probably not loud enough.
Yeah, no.
No, not a big Blackstar fan.
Not massively.
More Vox, more Blackstar.
AC15's good, but I'd get it with the Alnico Blue, which is more expensive, so...
Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? Why is the AC15 dearer than the AC30? That doesn't make any sense.
It's the 15 custom. I think it is a very good amp, the AC15.
Haha! Rabea's old favourite, the DSL5, star of many a Sounds Like video.
The DSL.
Now, Super Crush 100 by Orange. I really, really like, but it's solid state, and you have a solid state phobia, don't you? Is there a name for that? There needs to be.
I don't think I've got transistor phobia.
Transistor.
Transistor phobia.
That could be something else, couldn't it?
It could.
That would be very
That's close.
PC.
But I don't mind solid state amps, but personally, I've never really been drawn to the orange tone.
Origin 20, $4.99. Be loud enough to gig with.
500 quid.
500 quid.
Marshall, love Marshall. Is it as good as the DSL 40 or better? What do you reckon?
Don't know why the DSL 40 isn't coming up on this. Maybe it's out of stock at the moment, but it's single channel with a boost thing, no reverb, but it does have effects loop, which I mean
for me is perfect. I would much prefer to get all my tones for like heavier and all that stuff from pedals and just get a great sounding amp stock.
And because I know you're a stylish man. Currently available in a limited edition cream version as well.
Do you like cream?
It's like Rabea likes his coffee. What else have we got here that's...
I actually have my coffee black. So.
You do. So there's not much else here. I kind of feel like we just need one other thing just to sort of...
5150.
Now that... If you could pull your guitar and your pedals for under £350, the 5150 40 watt would be a spectacular choice.
Does it just do metal though? I like to chug.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm not. I don't just want to play metal through this gig.
Yeah, this. Okay. Well, do you know what? Why don't we get both the 5150 and the Origin 20, and let's see.
Okay.
If we can do pedals, you're never going to do pedals in a guitar for £350, are you?
No, because in my head I'm going HSS on the guitar, so you got some tonal versatility.
Yeah.
And then the pedals, I really obviously like my ambient stuff, and probably a fuzz and an overdrive. So. It is about 500.
I really wanted to throw some variety into this, but I'm struggling here.
How much is the bass breaker?
It's the little. Oh no, 650 again.
For 15 watts, it would only just manage a drum kit.
There's that Laney.
What's that, GH30?
Still too expensive.
Too expensive.
Suit Pro 5 watt. Never going to do it, is it?
No.
Right.
I think we'll try the 5150 and we'll try the.
Okay, fine.
The Marshall.
So now, guitars wise. Okay, so let's just write. I'm just going to write this down. So we want the 5150 and the Origin 20.
Yeah.
So, electric guitars. Now,
HSS.
Can I just... We were talking about this prior to filming. Thank you, Pete. Why not a baritone? Well, not why not, but is tonight's gig baritone, or is it normal tuning, or haven't we got that far yet? Haven't we written the set list yet?
I think the only thing is that a baritone, you're locked to a lower tuning. However, it could be a baritone gig.
Would you mind? The only reason I ask is I've not even seen one yet. We do this own brand East Coast guitar thing, which has been unbelievably popular over the last 2 or 3 years.
Do they do a baritone now?
We've just literally had the first ever baritones, and they're 199 quid.
Oh wow! All right, well we'll try one out definitely.
So we'll get a baritone, but really what you're saying is, can I look at HSS? So if we're under 300, then you've got, I still think Pacifica would be a shout. These Ibanez AZE, I said Z the wrong way, sorry, Your Majesty. AZE S40s is a good shout.
Yeah, you see, I'm gravitating
Squire.
Towards...
I mean, it's a shame they don't do that. Oh, that's too expensive.
That looks pretty good.
The white one. Mm-hmm. It's so cheap.
It might have to be one of those.
Well, why don't we get 2 guitars and then you choose? Don't you like the Silverburst, Adam Jones?
I'm trying to think.
Is that not your thing?
Yeah, Adam Jones on the Strat though. That'd be pretty impressive.
So okay, but let's do the nothing to do with Adam Jones, but Adam Jones looking Squire thing. And
do you know the thing though? Here's my question. For the price, when you look at the brands, so you got Squire, Ibanez, and Yamaha Pacifica.
Indeed.
Which is going to be the more modest in the sense that when you pay that amount, You know, because I've paid, you know, you'll come across guitars where it'll be 250 quid, but then like the tuners are terrible. Like, what's the one where it's just like going to be banging? I feel like it's the Pacifica is going to be the best bang for your buck, personally. I could be wrong.
I think you, like many guitar players, are struggling to get away from the past, because the Pacifica 20 years ago laid down the gauntlet at the low end, going boom. Yeah, going to outgun Squire, outgun everybody,
yeah.
Boom. And what it did was force all the other brands to up their game.
I
so
see.
Now, I don't actually think you could lay that criticism. But let's put it to the test. Let's get a Squire and let's get... I'm going to... Pacifica 112 in Sonic Pink.
Sonic Pink.
That does not look pink at all, does it? But it says it's pink. Or...
I like that. I like that sunbursty colour.
That's a 212. So that there's no budget for pedals. So we need to stick 112.
112.
So we've got.
Let's go cream.
That says it's Sonic Pink, but let's get it and see what happens. So we're going to have a Sonic Pink 112 and a Squire in that silver burst.
Yeah.
Sonic Pink 112. Sonic Pink.
And obviously we want to try this East Coast.
Oh yeah.
Bazza.
East Coast Bazza. That's what we should have called it, the Bazza. And what was it? The other one? Oh, a Squire.
The Squire Adam Jones
Affinity.
Vibes.
Adam Jones. Nothing to do with Adam Jones, contractually speaking.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Pedals wise, we're just gonna grab a selection. I don't think we'll go through the shopping thing. We're just gonna get your Wild Fro, because that's the collaborated pedal with Tone City. Some sort of fuzz pedal, and then a selection of delays and reverb. So keeping it all affordable.
Wild Fro is like a given. We'll try that for sure. Yeah. But it'll be a fuzz and an overdrive. And
of course, if you go with the 5150, you don't need those, do you?
No, you don't. Well, you need the fuzz. It depends on the gig. And then, we just need some... I'm either going to get an all-in-one, like the Dispatch Master, which we used to use on Sounds Like a lot, because that's reverb and delay in one, or I'm going to have to favour a better quality... I would probably favour reverb over delay, because cheap reverb just sounds terrible.
I mean, it might not be your thing.
But cheap delay, you can get away with it. Because I think Tone City had a tape echo, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, that's not the... I can't work out how to use my own website now. Here we are.
You know, it's got filters.
Filter.
Do you think... I mean, what do you think of that?
Valeton Dapper. Well, the name in it is enough.
It's a bad name, I get it, but look at the.
Oh, it's like a multi-stomp thing.
Yeah, look, you've got ambient echoes, modulation,
Liquid,
fuzz, and drive. 100 quid, 115 quid.
Do you know what?
I can see by your face going, so bad. I hate these videos. Why are you making me do this, Lee?
What I'm thinking to myself is,
it might be good.
You're probably right in that if I spent the time to really dial it in, I could get all what I'm talking about out of that. But the truth is, I would rather just have a simple pedal that I can just go.
Okay, right. Well, by the power of editing magic, if we click our fingers together, all of this stuff will appear in the room behind us. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. Poosh! Wow, I hate that kind of time travel thing. But welcome back, Rabea.
Yes.
You've got 30 minutes till sound check.
Okay.
And we've got to narrow down this rig for tonight. So just to recap, because we've been to lunch, obviously, and forgotten everything that we filmed before. But we've got a 5150 combo at $649 and an Origin 20 from Marshall at $499, leaving you either $350 change or £500 change for that. We've got 3 guitars, one that you didn't want, but I insisted on. I've not tried this yet. This is a £199 Baritone guitar.
Yes.
That comes in well and truly under budget for this. And then your 2 HSS choices were the Pacifica 112 in a very, very light colour. They call it pink, but it's almost like a sort of a cream with a very weak strawberry milkshake. Or the Squire Affinity Standard in the sort of the silver burst. So we've got those, which I'll have to recap price-wise, but they were around about the 250 mark, weren't they, from memory?
Yeah, both
so
roughly the same.
You'd either have about £100 to spend on pedals with the 5150, or loads, $250 to spend on pedals here. And then on the floor, we've got a Dapper Indie, which is a sort of a bit of a do-everything. That's got some fuzz and some reverb and some delay and stuff like that. We've also got a Behringer SF300 Super Fuzz, the Fender Fuzz, both of which are affordable.
I love they've just called it Fuzz.
Fuzz, straight and to the point. Yeah. I respect that.
That's definitely a tone bender style. The way they've done the casing is the same style, right?
We videoed that, and I can't remember what it is. I think you're right, though. I think it is more tone bendery than Big Muffy.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we've got a Wild Fro for some distortion, and 2 more Valeton pedals. One is reverb, one is a bit of everything again, sort of delays. And then your faithful mismatch disaster. What did you call that? Dispatch master.
Yeah, there you go.
What did you call that before, though?
Mismatch pasta.
Mismatch pasta.
That's an old Matt Homey
Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. The best kind.
Now, 5150 has reverb, has multi-channel, so there is an argument here that even though this is the dearer amp, we'll need less pedals with it. But let's just get ourselves into the ballpark of your basic guitar tone. I don't know why I've got this. I don't need it anymore.
I definitely need the reverb and delay as part of getting the tone, if that makes sense.
Okay, so
I have to choose that straight away, really.
I'm using this Layla AB switcher here to just switch between the amplifiers, which is green. Let's start with the 5150. The reverb is built in, so let's establish whether or not it's good enough for you to not need the separate pedal.
Okay. Don't like the reverb.
No, it's a bit all the way up. No. Well, we may end up having to now use... See, that's interesting. The 5150 as a combo, an all-valve 40-watt combo at 649, I think is insane value.
That's an insane value for a combo.
And it almost feels to me like, you know what?
Why would you put reverb in it, though?
Well, you said that before, didn't you? Why bother? But I would almost go, if it's going to be like a cheap, not very nice sounding digital reverb in there, I almost think you have to forgive them for that because the amp is so crazy affordable.
I suppose my point was I don't know a single 5150 owner that would use reverb built in and let alone spring reverb built in.
No, we won't be spring. This will be digital delay. This will be a digital reverb in there.
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, sorry, so I've turned the reverb down now. Now, of course, what we do have with the 5150 is, again, lunatic amounts of gain.
You've got crunch, bright.
So you've got 2 modes of channel 1, which is how we are now, or now we've got the overdrive mode.
Okay.
Hang on, let me turn down. All right. So this is still channel 1.
Is it?
Yeah. Then channel 2.
So much gain.
Is it? I mean, you are a 5150 connoisseur, I would say.
To an extent.
The Iconic series was something that came out earlier this year, and it's crazy affordable relative to what the 5150 rest of the range is. Do you think is it sounding from 5150 like?
From what I've heard, the Iconic one's a bit brighter.
Right.
Overall, has a little more top end. I don't really listen to them as a combo. I've never really used a 5150 combo. It sounds pretty 5150-ish.
It's got that
pretty fizzy,
extreme gain, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. Now the Marshall is much simpler. It has a single channel that you can effectively boost, which we have done, and then the more you turn up that control on the left-hand side, that's it. The more drive you'll get, and you'll just have to decide if that's a sound you like. There's no channel switching like there is on the 5150.
And
there's no reverb built in, which is why Rabea's just trodden on that pedal.
So. I mean, it's
a bit underwhelming at this volume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we just have more volume, Mr. Soundman? I think because I did play this the other day with a.
I'm going to turn the gain up.
Yeah, do it.
So it's just the gain up now.
there's a point at which you go, oh, that sounds okay.
Starting to drive now. Yeah, I'm definitely going with this over that.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Well, because that's just gain, and it's cool, but...
Well, let's...
Like, if that's all you want to do, awesome. 50 on 50, great. But for me, definitely don't just need gain.
So let's try, first of all, then, to narrow down the reverb pedal that you want to use with that. So the first thing you got, the Dispatch Master, and the only reason, in fairness, that got chosen was because it was one that you knew.
And it has 2-in-1. It's
£200, so it's a fair old lump of your budget. You're pretty much going to go. I think you just about get one affordable drive pedal, the Dispatch Master, the Marshall, and one of those guitars for your £1,000 budget.
Okay.
But we probably don't have the budget to do more than one drive pedal.
Okay.
So let's see. What do you just stomp on that and give us a sound and see, show the people what it does.
I think there's a touch of modulation on the delay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that 100%.
I love your approach to playing guitar with an amp that's actually got quite a lot of gain in it, but you're getting those sparkly cleans by not hitting the strings hard. How much is there if you just give it a big A on that back
without
humbucker?
that?
No, I just want to see how much gain have we actually got already. So not loads, but so actually, and that is maxed out right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the only way we can really get any more gain out of that is to put a pedal in front of it. So let's do that.
Okay.
Rabea has just made an executive decision. He's far more experienced at these videos than I am, and has said we need to narrow down the guitars. Of course we do. So before we go into pedals, let's talk a little bit about the Pacifica versus the Squier.
I mean, this is the one I gravitated towards. Maybe because, like we were talking about earlier, when Pacifica kind of got a name for themselves, they were setting the standard for affordable guitars in terms of quality.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I grabbed it. But I noticed it had a coil tap, which is really cool on a guitar that's 250 quid.
I'm just going to triple check those prices, but I think you're right.
HSS with a 5-way, and you've got obviously all the in-betweeny sounds. The reason I wanted HSS was purely because if you're playing a lead or heavy music, humbucker's going to help. But then if you want to back it off and do something more chill, you've got the single course to do that too. Anyway, that's why I chose Pacifica.
Yeah, I thought it was a good choice, that one. So that is $259.
That's insane
value. No, I tell a lie. That's not the $259. I don't tell a lie.
Insane value.
So the Squier. So let's have a little. I should say as well, these have all been unboxed for the purpose of this video. So they're with the strings, setup, everything that these come.
I've got a feeling I'm going to prefer the sound of the Fender though.
Oh,
and I can't tell you why, but I feel like I will. So let me just neck pick up it. I prefer this one.
Immediately fatter sounding, isn't it? What about the humbucker compared?
Actually, less output. It's slightly out of tune. Slightly less output from the humbucker compared to the Pacifica. But the neck pickup and the position 4 sounds way better to me.
I was not. I mean, I do firmly believe that, that I think I said in the first part of this video, when Pacifica came out 20 odd years ago, it forced all the other low-end manufacturers to up their game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, it just, the neck pickup immediately was like, I mean, I'm done. That's all I need to do to know that I'll vibe off that.
How is it that if you want a Strat sounding guitar, Strats just like, it's like everything that sort of is inspired by a Strat but isn't a Strat never quite does the Strat thing.
I really couldn't tell you. I mean, let's just quickly, so... Right, and then if you hold that for a sec.
I will.
Like, thin.
Yeah, it just hasn't got the life, has it? The character.
So,
although I did like the humbucker on that.
Yeah, the humbucker's got a bit more... little bit more thick.
See, now that's annoying, because I think I prefer the humbucker on that, but the single coils on that. I mean, I suppose with any of these guitars, there are so many aftermarket pickups that you could buy now. You could mod.
It's also worth saying that you can drive that. Yeah. Obviously, it's better to have lower output on the pickup than more, because you can just add more gain.
And a bit cheaper as well, $229. So you've got £30 spare budget here.
Fender, you're killing me.
Before you, I just think put the Dispatch Master on and kind of play us some. Like I said, these are £199, and Pete and I haven't reviewed these yet, so we should do.
Pretty good. It definitely needs. I need to carve in a tone more to get that deep.
Yeah.
Baritone
probably difficult
thing
with a little 1x12.
That's what I was about to say. I think it's the 112 combo.
Okay, let's go back to the. So the gig needs a 6-string.
I'd say so.
HSS baritone.
It's good though.
We'll do a different video on that another day. I kind of feel like we do two or three different colours in these. 199 quid. That's mad, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah. Anywho.
Right.
So.
Also, it's worth saying that we just discovered that the only way that you can use the effects loop on this amp is to use a foot switch that you have to plug in to use.
Massive fail, Marshall. So the default position for the amplifier with no foot switch on it is the effects loop is off.
Yeah, I mean...
Why would you do that?
Come on.
Anyway, so yeah, you have to little dual button foot switch and elect to have the foot switch on. All right, so where are we going now? So with Wild Fro, and let me just line a couple of these pedals up, because you said you wanted fuzz as well, didn't you?
Yes,
it doesn't sound bad though, does it?
That's
wow.
Great.
I love it. So what we've got is there's $19.99 on the actual effect and 1p on the knobs, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so that was Fuzz 1. Fuzz 2. I like that they're really different fuzzes. So it's like it's two in one, and then there's boost down here. Which one, the middle one or number one?
I mean, it depends what mood I'm in.
What mood are you in?
I mean, the first fuzz is more like mid-forward, isn't it?
Yes.
So you could like add a bit of... I'm sold.
That does not sound, this whole thing does not sound like a £1,000 rig to me. As in, I feel like, and in fairness, we're probably not even at 750. It's a good sound.
I feel like out of respect, we should hear the other fuzz because we
For
haven't
sure.
even changed any of the
You
settings.
mean the other pedal? Or the
Yeah.
other? Yeah, okay, fine. And this one's got octave in the other one, so maybe that'll shift you over to the
All
Fender.
you say is a bit of an Octavio dialed in that super fuzz we just tried because it was doing that octavey overtone thing. So there's something dialed in there, but all right.
Okay.
So this is also a good sounding fuzz.
That's old school.
That's old school.
It's like Wall of Fuzz.
Yeah, and it's a lot more versatile.
What, this one? The
Yeah,
Behringer one?
because you've got 3 different options, and we didn't mess with the settings. We just kind of turned them up and left it where it is.
You say that though, I really like that. Let me hear this with the octave thing.
Oh, that's a good sound.
I think I do prefer the Behringer.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it screams. It screams.
20 quid!
20 quid! Turn the treble up a bit. Yeah, that's
Oh, it's dirty!
20 quid.
Dirty!
That's amazing.
Okay, let me hear
So how much we got left then?
Well, okay, so right now, 230,
Mm-hmm.
plus this gives 250, plus that gives 750, plus this gives 950. So we've gone crazy on the
With the
reverb.
Wild Fro on top then, just for
Oh
shreddage.
yeah, that brings us up to our £1,000 mark, roughly.
990.
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
995.
Wow, you've even got enough change to get yourself a hot dog after the gig tonight.
There you go. Yeah, not enough for a pint though.
No, not enough for a pint.
No.
Not at festivals anyway.
No, absolutely
right.
not.
What about, now so what if you wanted to use the Wild Fro perhaps in its more traditional, just higher gain?
So. I mean, there's way too much going on here, but that was fun.
Right. I mean, we're getting there, right? I think we've chosen the amp, we've chosen the guitar, we've chosen these 2 pedals. What I do want to do is just give people some options. If they don't want to do the full £200 on a reverb and delay pedal, we have got some cheaper options here.
This is true.
One is to have everything built into one, and then we've actually got the choice. You could put it in the front or through the effects loop. We'll try that. And then the other is to I've got these 2 other Valeton super affordable pedals. These are about £50 each, and one does reverb and one does a whole load of different things, but including it's got some delays and modulations and stuff. So we'll just see. We'll go through the effects loop again. Do you want like a Hall style reverb or something a bit more crazy than that?
I usually go Hall or plate generally, so.
Well, I'm going to leave these. I'm going to have these in my hands for the minute, I'm afraid, cameraman.
Okay.
Right. We should have some sound. Oh, if I turn the tuner off. So you said you normally did what, plates rather than Hall? Or
Yeah, I was just listening to the.
too clangy?
Yeah, no. What's plate
Okay,
like?
yeah.
Better.
Another one. Try that first plate. Here we go.
That's probably the best sounding one.
Okay.
Can you turn the decay down on it?
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You can also turn the mix down, so if it's if there's a sense that it's just sort of, too wet.
Thousands of tears later.
Yeah. Can you change the brightness of it?
Yes. Brighter or darker?
Brighter, please.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
That's about the only sound I'd use, though.
There's hundreds on here that we've not even tried yet. Church. Let's try church. Oh. Cloud. Galaxy. Don't like that.
Oh, is that like...
There's loads of weirdy ones. Big. Do you know, I quite like this. I'm going to leave it on the plate one that we had before, and then I'm going to find you a delay. What's that? Too much? Bit too much. You're basically, I can tell from your body language here, Rabea, that you're preferring the Dispatch Master. So it's fair enough. I mean, those two pedals together would set you back sort of about 100 to 120 pounds.
Yeah, let's be clear, because obviously there's probably a couple of people thinking, well, yeah, you know, obviously expensive taste and all the rest of it. But in fairness, I nowadays do prefer the higher end side of things. But it's only because you get the result quicker.
I've got to say, my biggest criticism of the Dispatch Master is you can't turn the delay and the reverb on.
That's about the only thing.
With that, obviously,
you could. Yeah, but you could just turn the level down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the reverb. Sorry, of the delay. Just have the reverb.
Yeah, true.
But I know what you mean. It's a slightly limiting. It's just that the quality. Now, and I'm a big sucker for proper high quality reverb.
I know the one you've really wanted to try the whole time.
Because I'm a dapper lad myself.
You are a dapper and who loves his indie stuff.
Absolutely not.
Now, we've got here ambient echoes, modulation, fuzz, and drive.
I mean, it sounds like everything I would want in a pedal,
So what are we doing? Going in the front end? Or fine.
Okay.
So we're going in the front end, and let me just...
I think I already messed with it a tiny bit in terms of... I think I chose plate, see?
Oh, okay. So let's see what happens.
Oh. Okay, let's get rid of some of that.
See, I don't mind that, but it's a bit too much.
Too bright.
It's because it's going into the front of the amp. Usable, isn't it?
It's usable. Definitely very synthetic sounding for me, personally, but it's usable.
I don't mind that. Okay.
I'm just not a big fan of the zzz at the top end.
Fair enough. Bit of delay.
Bit of delay.
You don't really like chorus, do you?
No, not really.
Yeah, not really, but
we'll give mind it.
Okay,
it's just how I use it, you know. So. It sounds more like a flanger.
Let's try maybe phaser.
I like that. That's nice.
I'm slightly frightened here, but we're going fuzz.
Yes.
family drive.
It's like the happy version. I mean, how much is this?
100 quid.
I mean, for 100 quid, yeah, if I needed a bit of an all-in-one solution, that's pretty damn good for 100 quid.
I think...
You'd be hard-pressed to find something else that does all that for 100 quid.
I think this pedal would be happier if we had like a £150 solid-state amplifier with nothing on it and you just needed something to add a load of flavour to it.
I agree.
I think if you've got a fundamentally nice sounding amp already, you do want to maybe just add some nicer individual pedals. So, I mean
admittedly though, just to interrupt, for me to get the feel out of this amp that I want, I am running the gain on full with the boost in, and it's not even that intense, but it just gives you enough back from the amp.
I think, you know, Marshall amplifiers, generally speaking, are...
They need to be turned up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite an odd one, really. I sort of feel like they've never lost that essence of what they were built for.
To be loud.
Yeah, it's like, it really, you know, all the heads, they're like, you need either 4x12 cabs, or if you are going to buy a combo, it's like, you've got to gun it, you've got to get the thing to move. And I sometimes feel other brands do a better job of, you know...
Containing that at a lower volume. Yeah.
Exactly those words. Right, sound checks in 2 minutes, Rabea.
For a gig that we don't know what the material is.
You don't know what the... Crikey, you've got to learn the songs as well in the next 2 minutes.
Bloody
this
hell.
will be a challenge. So, but I think there's your...
Here's my rig.
The tuner is not included.
No.
I agree, but...
£990.
I think it is slightly nuts that we've come in so close. So $499.
Yes.
And again, just to recap, why are we spending the bulk of the money on the amp?
Because a good amp, a good source tone is, in my opinion, the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's what supports you. Like I said, I'm playing, what is this, 200?
£230.
Yeah, and because it's plugged into something that sounds good, I'm forgetting that this is a 230 quid guitar with, in fairness, like strings that are harsh.
Yeah.
But
and the reason the Marshall beat the 5150 for this particular setup?
it's a one-trick pony.
Isn't that
I feel
interesting?
like this is a little
this has
bit
got
more.
way more features, and yet you think
Yeah,
only
but
really
who
one
plays a
of them
5150 for the clean channel?
True.
I mean, there are people out there that do, but really, I mean, you're going to put the gain on. Even the crunch itself is more gain than I would use in my amplifiers. So it serves a purpose, but not a purpose that I need it for.
Did you watch any of the Taylor Hawkins thing over
I did,
the weekend? I don't know if this video might go out weeks after that, so apologies if it's not topical. How good was Wolfgang Van Halen on... I
mean, he's great.
Doesn't he? I mean, I just assumed...
I'd love to meet him.
It's really brutal, this is. But I just assumed that he basically got the bass player's gig in sort of Van Halen because of who his dad was type thing. It's a bit harsh. But then you go, actually, he's a really good bass player. Really good drummer.
He does everything.
And then literally...
That Mammoth Band is him.
Yeah, steps out the shadow of his dad, arguably, you know, the greatest guitar player of all time, and has got all that as well. You're just like...
And he can shred.
Fair play. Yeah, I mean, he's lunatic.
Have you heard his album?
No.
It's all him. Drums, bass, guitar, vocal. It's just him.
Wow.
And it's like, all right, bro.
Hasn't he got any friends?
Yeah, I think he does.
No, it's just... insanely talented. So I don't know why I even thought about that. I suppose because we're talking about 5150. But right, so that's why you chose the amp. Out of the three guitars, again,
I really liked the baritone, but it's definitely niche for this gig.
Yeah. Do you think if the band had found £1,200 down the back of the sofa rather than 1,000, would you have literally just gone, I'll take both guitars and then I can just do...
Shall I tell you what it is?
Go on.
Baritones are inherently a bigger provider of low end.
Yeah.
I think when I was trying to play the baritone, I wanted to feel that swelling low end that fills when you play them normally, which it wasn't doing because of this.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the guitar. I think really the rig wasn't suitable for baritone.
Fair enough. But you liked the... Just to recap, you thought that the single coil sounds on that were better than the single coil sounds on the
I certainly
Yamaha.
did. This is way more Fendery. You know.
Obviously. And then surprise of the day is that 20 quid buys you a lunatically good sounding fuzz pedal.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, 20 quid, if I was stuck in a... Not even if I was stuck for needing a fuzz, I mean 20 quid. That's insane.
I mean, let's be honest with you, if you are slightly worried about the plastic nature of the pedal, and I've got to say, we sell thousands of the little Behringer plastic pedals a year, and honestly, no more really come back than any other brand. Sort of broken. I mean,
Do you
there's
know what
part
I'd love
of me
to do?
What,
Take it out, put it in a metal box, and A/B
use
it with a really expensive
or
fuzz.
on your rig as well. You'd use it with your gig rig anyway, so you'd never even
You wouldn't see
step
it.
on it, would
No.
you? So
Yeah.
it was never going to go wrong. Surprise of the day, that really, really impressed. Wild Fro, we know and love.
Just does what it
it's
does.
a great drive pedal, and yeah, I probably have tried a mismatch pasta before, but
Yeah, the
I
mismatch
don't
pasta is
recall.
like...
That's probably the one I wouldn't choose.
Yeah,
because
but-
I'd want two separate delay and reverb.
I
switches.
agree, but out of our other options,
Yeah.
it's for me, it was the highest fidelity in the sound, which is why I got it.
Yeah, I'm sure we could have spent hours trying to find alternatives to that, but I'm very impressed. So there we are. Rabea, sound check, please. I don't know what you're opening with. Mustang Sally.
I'm opening with my version of this song. Is it Ain't Talking About... No, sorry.
That's fine. Right. Just
Right.
stick them all on and play something interesting.
I will.
I've got one other
Yeah.
thing I should say. That is available in a head, and I actually think if you
You'd get the
knew
head.
you could have a 212 cab or a 412 cab all the time, I'd get the head.
Yeah, so that you can shift more air.
Yeah.
Because that's really the only thing, is you got 1x12 here. A small box.
The
1x12.
bottom end, as good as that is sounding in here, and honestly, it really does sound good. I just feel like the bottom end is just going, I would give you more if I was a bit bigger.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's just like, it's not the amp, it's the physical dimensions of the cabinet and only one speaker, you know, that's the...
But it
anyway,
works.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're all right. You're all right. I was playing shit anyway, so. I was trying to go down an octave. That's insane.
Thank you very much for watching. Links will be below. Please like and subscribe. And anyway, if you don't know who this person is, this is Rabea Massad. Basically,
Hi.
he's awesome. So go follow him too. Bye!